Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's showtime. Welcome everybody to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. Your channel. We have another exciting episode for you tonight from Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. We have Elvis Fan of the Month quiz. We also I have to announce Elvis Fan of the Month for May. This day in Elvis history, of course. A live interactive poll. A couple of new things that I actually introduced last week, which was Photoshop of the Week and I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. So those are coming up in the show. First of all, Mr. Presley, I would like to... What does he say? I would like to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly? That's what he says. Super Steve is in the house. Hi, Maxine. Thank you, Maxine, for moderating. I don't see Earl, so you might be on your own tonight, Maxine, so keep a close eye, please, for me. Every week now, the expectation and the excitement is ramping up for the Elvis biopic. Let's see now if I can get this up. There it is. The must-see film of 2022. Let's hope that it is as good as we all hope it's going to be. Ludane Presley. Yes, that's right. I would like to promote you, Mr. Presley. Always reminds me, whenever I heard the Colonel speaking, always reminded me of that cartoon character, Elmer Fudd. Of course, we all know now why Tom Parker spoke like that, simply because he was from Breda in Holland originally, not the US. So something quite interesting happened during the week in regards to the biopic and Baz Luhrmann. I'm sure you've all heard this now, but I will play it again. Baz was asked what his next project would be. Would he be doing anything with the Elvis on tour footage? And this is what he said. I do apologize in advance for the poor sound quality. I'm not sure whether he was aboard an aircraft at the time that this was recorded, but this is what he said.
Yeah, we do have actually access to a lot of the never-before-seen footage from the two documentaries, and as soon as I get the movie out, I'm going to try and do something about getting that footage out and maybe doing a redux.
Okay, I'll actually just play that one more time, just in case you couldn't miss it. You might want to just crank up your volume a little bit.
Yeah, we do have actually access to a lot of the never-before-seen footage from the two documentaries, and as soon as I get the movie out, I'm going to try and do something about getting that footage out and maybe doing a redux.
Yeah, so he actually says unreleased footage from the two documentaries. Obviously, he means Elvis on Tour and Elvis That's the Way It Is, which is quite exciting, actually. We've had a sort of a remix sort of version of Elvis That's the Way It Is, but we've only ever had one version of Elvis on Tour, and we know that there is an awful lot of unreleased footage and unseen footage from Elvis on Tour. In fact, I kind of scratched the surface of it a few weeks ago when I covered Elvis on Tour. Maybe do a redux. Yes, that's exactly what he says, or a remux, something like that. Anyway, I think, because there is remux as well, isn't there? I think, and redux. So that's great news. It'll probably all depend on how successful this Elvis is that's coming up on the 24th of June. If that's the success that we hope it's going to be, then it'll be, the floodgates will open and Baz will go full hell for leather on the tapes for Elvis on Tour and Elvis, That's the Way It Is. Yeah, I mean, he says he has full access to the tapes, so that's just great. Even my mum sounded excited about the movie, and she doesn't like Elvis normally. She even said Austin was a great Elvis. So, yep, a little bit more to be excited about. It now puts even added importance onto this biopic being a success, because if it is, then, as I say, the floodgates will open and Baz will be just... you'll probably be given carte blanche on the tapes for Elvis on Tour and Elvis, That's the Way It Is. And who knows if it'll stop there. I mean, when I spoke to the guy that was invited to the special screening in Australia a few weeks ago, he said that there were lots of projects on the table ready to be done. So, yeah, Lou Dane says, I am thrilled to see the film on June the 21st with 4 friends. Well, really, really enjoy it, Lou. Really enjoy it. And thanks, by the way, Lou. By the way, there was a guy that left a comment on my videos a few weeks ago who was getting to see it in Australia about, I think it was the 16th or the 17th of June. Now, if that person is watching this live, or if he's watching on playback, if he wants to send me an email once he's seen it and I can get him on the show. Now, it might not be live because the time difference, everything like that, but we can tape our chat and I can broadcast it on the following Sunday, which I think is the 19th. So if anybody is watching this and they'd like to give me a little bit of a little opinion, their opinion actually, yeah, or a review of it. We'll have to be careful not to do too many spoilers for people, because I'm sure people want to see it as fresh as possible without me spoiling it. Right, so we're going to go in and do the Fan of the Month quiz, if you're ready, Maxine, and then we'll do the specialist topic afterwards. And I will open the phone lines after that, and we can do if you want to discuss the topic coming up, Las Vegas loses Elvis, we can do that. So I'm going to just put that to one side for a second, because, as I say, I want to do the Fan of the Month quiz. As always, I tell you that it's worth taking time and energy to do this quiz, because you only have to be the first question, the person to get the question right once, and your name goes into a hat for August for that very, very, very special prize of Elvis Fan of the Year 2022. So even if you've only got the correct answer once and you've been the first once, your name will go into the hat for the yearly prize. And maybe next week or the week after, I'm going to show you what the prize is. And I've been teasing you for a few weeks, telling you that it doesn't matter whether you're a child, a man, or a woman, Elvis fan, you will love this. You will love this, because I would. I'll stop the teasing. So, is everybody ready for the Fan of the Month quiz? 5th of June, 2022. Right, here we go. It's general knowledge. It's not the song titles, as I know a lot of people. They like them. It's one of their favorite quiz topics. But I'm going to give that a rest for a week or two, or maybe even till next week. I don't know. I haven't decided. I've still got that funk pop. If you still want it as a prize, Steve. Yes, by all means, yeah. I'll discuss that with you, Maxine. Yes, definitely. Also, remember, you have to be a subscriber to take part in the quiz, because only subscribers can comment. And obviously, if you can't comment, then you can't give me your answer. So subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the thumbs up as well. I was quite pleased last week to see there was quite a few likes on last week's Unchained Melody video. or live stream, and that all helps because the more thumbs up, then the more that sort of the algorithm or whatever pushes the video, and the more people see Elvis Presley. Right. Yeah. Yep. Hit that subscribe button and thumbs up and share it and all that as well. I think after the live stream ends and it just becomes a replay, you can actually click on the share button and share it if you have a channel yourself. I always hit the like button when I come in. Thank you, Michael. That's very kind. Right, now, I've been stalling long enough. I don't know why I stalled, but there you are. I've covered Bath, haven't I, about the Elvis on tour footage. Mash the buttons. I like that, Todd. Yeah, mash that like button. Right, here we go. And we were talking about Tom Parker a couple of minutes ago, and the biopic and so forth. And actually, the first question actually relates to Tom Parker. Oh, yeah, by the way, some people are saying, oh, I'm not seeing all the comments, or I'm not, I think the person you're saying is getting it right first isn't. That's because maybe you haven't got live chat selected. You've only got top chat, not top cat, top cat. I remember top cat from my youth. You have to have live chat selected, and how you do that is I think there's a little symbol. It's like 3 little lines and then 3 little, it's like a slider icon, and you click on that and you select live chat. So if everybody wants to do that, hi Paul, cheers. The first question is, what was Tom Parker's date of birth? Now, it doesn't matter whether he was born in Breda or the United States. He always said that this was his date of birth. Chop cat. Alrighty. So here we go. I'm watching out here for the... okay, I also need the year as well. And I'm going to give it to Norset 45. Norset gets a...
Yeah, baby.
Because I wanted the month, the year, and the date. A lot of people are just saying June 26th. But Norset was the first one to say 1909. So I just want to check with Maxine as well. Maxine, was Norset 45 the first? Yes, Norset 45 with 4 thumbs up. Thanks, Maxine. Right. This is one about the track numbers on the original release of LPs. And on the original release of the LP, How Great Thou Art, what was track 1 of side 2? Oh, I love these. YouTube comments are never 100% in the same order for everyone, even with live chat on. Okay, well that's good to know, Todd. Thanks. It's easy to remember because it's the last concert date and Werner's day of death as well. Yes, that's right. And also, Elvis went into Sun Studios on June the 26th 1 year as well, didn't he, I think? Oh, Jack. Hi, Jack. You're going to get a...
Yeah, baby.
Because it was so high. 1015 Elvis says, where could I go? No, it was actually so high. Well done, Jack. Oh, Steve, you make them so hard. Yeah, I know. I've got to throw some hard ones in there because, I just do. I try and mix them up. I try and mix them up with easy ones and hard ones. Yes, Maxine says Jack Mullins. Not many people got that. I was quite surprised. Todd says, good job, Jack. Yeah, I'm surprised now. Not many people got that. There was more people typed the date of birth of Tom Parker. Or actually easier to say 1015 Elvis. It's my mum's favorite album. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing many so high at all. That's strange, you know. That must have been a lot harder than I thought, that question. I don't even know it. Yeah, so high. Yeah. Right, well, in that case then, yeah, Yes, that's how I like it pronounced. 10:15 Elvis. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, baby.
Right. So if we've in the age of CD, in the age of CD, it's hard to remember LP pacing. Yes, I know, Jack. Yeah. Right. Here we go. If Michelle does not even know it, it was too hard. That's a good point. Joy. Have I missed out on this? Because Wet Blanket is saying I like your channel 1015. Have I missed that channel, or do I know it as something else? If not, I'm gonna have to check that channel out and subscribe to it. I try and check out as many Elvis channels as possible and subscribe to the really, really good ones. And the ones that are not so good, I just, I don't. Right. That was diplomatic, wasn't it? Original release of Elvis Now. What is track 3, side 2? Now, I can't be accused of making them too easy. I'm going to have to call him Professor Steve after that one. Thanks, Tommy Lee. Oh my goodness. Duncan, Sylvia. Wow. And Jack put your hand. Well done, Duncan.
Yeah, baby.
I'll just wait for Maxine to confirm that. Joe Hanley says Sylvia. Mark Green. Hey Jude. No. Hi, Banjo. Edwidge, Sylvia. Elvis Forever, Sylvia. Now that's strange that a lot of people got Sylvia, but they didn't get So High. And I thought that one was going to be just as difficult as So High. Yeah, Maxine says Duncan. Right, we're going to move away from the albums for now. And I'm going to ask you 10:15 Elvis says it's the only song I knew. Jim says Tutti Frutti. What do you like, Jim? That definitely gets a... Sorry, Paul, I had to use the trumpet on Jim for saying Tutti Frutti. That's just way off. I hope you were joking, Jim. Yeah, Bill Mega says Sylvia, what a song. Right, so as I said, we're moving away from the songs just for a minute, and this is a question about one of Elvis's movies, and it's who directed Roustabout? Who was the director of Roustabout? I better be very, very attentive here. Whoa, Norset 45, John Rich.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, well done, Norset. You are giving that fella Jack Mullins a run for his money this week. Did Jack even answer that? I haven't seen Jack's... A lot of people say Norman Torog. I was thinking of Norman. No, 10:15 Elvis. Yeah. Joy Lamanca. Okay. Right, Norset 45. Thanks, Maxine. Again, we're sticking away from the songs, but we're kind of asking a historical question about something that Elvis recorded. Jack says, way to go, Norset. Arthur Crudup wrote That's All Right Mama, of which Elvis recorded. What was Arthur's nickname? Arthur Crudup. What was his nickname? Again, this could be tricky for some. Okay. I'm gonna give one to Norset and one to Jack because she put Big O, then Big Boy. Did you? Yeah. That's a difficult one. No, do you know what? I'm going to give that to Jack. And I'll tell you the reason why is because his Big Boy comes before Norset's Big Boy, Butt Boy. Yeah, I'm going to have to give that to Jack.
Yeah, baby.
That was a difficult one. So you've actually let Jack in now, Norset. You're going to have to. It all rests on the week rests on this final question. And it's quite an easy one. It's about a film, it's about a movie, and it's which actress played the nurse, Elvis's love interest, in It Happened at the World's Fair. Yeah, Todd. Yeah. Norset, her fingers got kind of tied up in the keys. So, who played the nurse, Elvis's love interest, in It Happened at the World's Fair? Do we go with people who have spelling errors? Like Anne Y is there, and then just after is Jack. I mean, Anne Y was right with Joan O'Brien. Who should we give it to? Who should we give the...
Yeah, baby.
Should we give it to Anne Y or Jack? Yeah, that's right, Miss EAP Elaine, a lucky lady. Yeah, a lot of people there saying Joan O'Brien. Ruth got it. Was it Ruth? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. Let's see. Should I sort of scroll back and see? Okay, so we got 10:15. Elvis says Kurt Russell. Then Anne Y. Ruth was just after Jack. But I suppose what we could do is we could give one to Jack and one to Anne Y, couldn't we? Not everyone can spell when typing fast. Yeah, that's a really good point, Karen. Really good point. It'll even itself out over the month anyway if we give it to Jack and Anne Y. Eric Crawford says split it. Oh, okay. Jack is saying give it to Anne Y. So that's what we'll do because Jack is saying give it to Anne Y. So that's there you go, Anne Y.
Yeah, baby.
Very chivalrous, Jack. That finishes the first week of Fan of the Month quiz. I'm going to open the phone lines and do the poll in a minute. The reason why I'm reaching down there is to get the notes for the topic. The topic, which is Las Vegas loses Elvis. And it's Elvis in inverted commas because Las Vegas chapels of love that use Elvis Presley's likeness could find themselves becoming heartbreak hotels. Sorry, guys, there's an awful lot of puns in here. I'll try and drop some of them, okay? Authentic Brands Group, ABG, sent cease and desist letters in early May to multiple chapels, which are expected to be compliant by now. With Elvis so closely tied to Vegas, his wedding industry, some say the move could decimate their businesses. We are a family-run business, and now we're hanging with the big dogs, says Kayla Collins, who operates Las Vegas Elvis Weddings Chapel.com and the Little Chapel of Hearts with her husband. That's our bread and butter. I don't get it. We were just hitting our stride again through COVID when this happens. Clark County Clerk Lynn Goya, who led a marketing campaign promoting Las Vegas as a wedding destination, said the order for chapels to stop using Elvis could have not come at a worse time for the sector. The city's wedding industry generates $2 billion, that's 1.6 billion pounds sterling, a year, and the officials say Elvis-themed weddings represent a significant number of ceremonies performed. It might destroy a portion of our wedding industry. A number of people might lose their livelihood, said Miss Goya. One chapel last weekend had its Elvis impersonator change instead of its leather jacket and jeans and a fedora for rock and roll themed ceremony, the review journal said. Graceland Wedding Chapel, which performs, get this, 6,400 Elvis-themed weddings per year, has not been served a warning yet, according to manager Rod Mussam. Authentic Brands Group did not respond on Tuesday to an emailed request for a comment. The licensing company oversees the estate of big names like Marilyn Monroe, boxer Muhammad Ali, and more than 50 consumer brands, as well as Elvis. In the cease and desist letter, the company said it will halt unauthorized use of Presley's name, likeness, voice, image, and other elements of Elvis Presley's persona in advertisements, merchandise, and otherwise. The letter also said that Elvis Presley, and the King of Rock and Roll are protected trademarks. The order should not translate into legal action against Elvis-themed stage shows in Las Vegas, such as All Shook Up, because impersonating someone for live performances, such as a show, is considered an exception under Nevada's right of publicity laws, according to Mark Trantos, a local lawyer who helped write the statute. An Elvis show is a performer essentially entertaining others by recreating that person on stage, said Mr. Tratos. Kent Ripley, whose business is called Elvis Weddings, said that he never ran into the issue in 25 years of performing as Elvis. They want to protect the Elvis brand, but what are they protecting by taking Elvis away from the public, he said. There's another one as well. This one, unfortunately, has got a few more sort of puns in it. And it says, nearly 1 million people are believed to have been married by Elvis, including pop star Lily Allen and actor husband David Harbour. A letter from the ABG, seen by the LV Review Journal, states they want to stop the unauthorized use of Elvis. Chapels that receive the letter and do not comply have been warned that they could face legal action. Melody Willis-Williams, president of Vegas Weddings and Viva Las Vegas Weddings, said this could be very damaging. Most of us are small businesses and we are up against a superpower. It would kill us it would kill us in lawyers' fees to fight this. A source said Elvises all over Las Vegas are quaking in their blue suede shoes. This is not a good sign for the chapels dotted all over the strip. Now I am going to open the phone lines in a second, but I'm going to tie in this week the live poll that only the live viewers are going to see. If you're watching this on playback, you won't see the poll and you won't be able to vote on it, but you will hear me say near the end of the show what the outcome was and what the viewers watching now voted. So the poll this week is, do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Las Vegas? And there it is, up for you to vote on it. Now, please do vote on it. It doesn't cost anything. If it does collapse, then just click on it again and it opens up for you. So, do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas? And I am going to open the... if I can find the button to press, I'm going to open the phone lines. And if anybody wants to comment on that poll, if anybody wants to comment on what Baz has said about the biopic and having access to the Elvis on tour tapes and the Elvis That's the Way It Is tapes, anything Elvis you want, you can ring me on... I think I can answer this. Hello. Okay, doesn't seem to be connecting. Bernadette is trying to ring me, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be connecting. So, as I say, if you want to ring me on any of those matters, and please do vote. Do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas? You know, I mean, I have my own thoughts on it, and I'll tell you what I would have voted, yes, no, or not sure, at the end of the show. does it help Elvis's? Hello? Yeah, okay, that's not going to work, unfortunately. If you are watching Bernadette, unfortunately, I can't hear you. It's not connecting. I have my own thoughts on it. Does it help Elvis? Does it perpetuate? Does it keep his legacy going? Does it keep his name alive? Or is it an insult to Elvis? Do people think it's an insult? Are these people just jumping on the bandwagon, if you like, and making money out of Elvis? That's what I'd like to kind of find out from you all. Hello.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Maxine. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So tell me, do you think it's a good idea to stop the Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas?
I do and I don't.
Oh, so you're a not sure then. You probably voted not sure.
I was going to say yes, but my silly finger decided to hit no.
I think you can change it. I think if you hit not sure, it'll change it from no to yeah to not sure.
Oh, I don't know how you do that.
I mean, do you think that it perpetuates and helps his legacy, or do you think they're just cashing in on his on his memory?
In a way, it is keeping his name alive, but then it's like ruining his image, if you know what I mean, because it's like a money gainer for him. Because you know how Las Vegas is, it's like a money central building place, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a phenomenal place.
So each time someone goes there to get married in the Elvis Chapel, it's making money and profits off of him. Yeah,
but it's not really helping Elvis out, is it? It's just sort of.
Not.
I mean, do you think that they try and make Elvis look foolish when they do those things?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Because
he wasn't like that.
I mean, a lot of them aren't tastefully done. They're almost sort of like buffoonery or something like that, aren't they? I mean, that's no sort of insult to them, but they do almost sort of poke fun at him and things like that, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So you're not sure then?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think about what Baz said about the tapes for Elvis on tour, and that's the way it is?
I think it's great. I think he should just do it.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it will depend on the success of the movie coming up in June.
Oh, definitely. See, my mum doesn't normally like Elvis, but she even commented, "Oh, it looks great," and that Austin Butler is a really good actor, and she's seen him in a couple of other movies, and she seems to really think it's going to kick off.
Yeah, and where did she see the trailer?
She watched him on Good Morning Britain when they had the interview.
Oh, right. I must admit now, I have yet to see the trailer actually on television yet, per se, on the advertisements during the programs. So I have yet to see that yet. I don't know if anybody has seen that yet. But I would have thought they would have started doing that by now, with it being the 5th of June.
Yeah, I think they need to start rolling them out.
19 days now, is it? Or something like that?
I know, it's so quick.
Yeah. Can't wait. Okay. Right. Thanks, Maxine.
All right, Steve.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Right,
bye. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult one. I'm interested to know from other people. Do they think that it helps Elvis's memory and legacy by doing, let Elvis impersonator marry you in our wedding chapel in Las Vegas? Oh, here we go. Hello.
Steve?
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really, really well. This is Arkansas Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Yes, great show, Dad. I have a comment about the wedding chapels, if you want to hear a story.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, my first wife, I got married to my first wife at the Graceland Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas.
Oh, good man.
And I never had even shared this with you, but anyway, you talk about the buffoonery. Here's how bad it was. Okay, get up there, and the guy comes out in one of the jumpsuits, his collar's up, and he's like, he uses Elvis's songs as puns, like, "Don't be cruel to your wife, love her forever, and always give her your hound dog."
And tell me this.
You use the word buffoonery, so I was going to tell you how much of a joke it was. I mean, he's like, never end up in the ghetto. Everything he said from the wedding dialogue was an Elvis song. It's
Yeah.
now or never. Because I kept hesitating. He's like, "Hey man, it's now or never. Can't help falling in love." But it was just a buffoonery to me. I look back now. I was honored at the time because Bon Jovi, the rock star,
Yeah.
he got married there too. I don't know if you've heard of Bon Jovi,
Yeah. I
John
have.
Bon Jovi. He actually got married there too. It's called the Graceful Wedding Chapel, and it said Bon Jovi was married here. So we just pulled him there one night and get the license, $35.
But it was
just the buffoonery
yeah.
of the jumpsuit.
It was sort of a pun after pun after pun, was it?
Yes. I mean, it just got to be every single. Or if you don't give her your hound dog every night, you end up Heartbreak Hotel. Don't be cruel. Just everything was just a pun.
Very
you could tell
cheesy.
that the guy had rehearsed it.
Yeah, very cheesy. So you probably would have voted yes. No, sorry. Do you think that it's a good idea for Elvis chapels to be closed down? You would have probably said no then, but you'll probably say yes now, will you?
Definitely yes now.
Yeah.
And I agree with Maxie too on some stuff she said. But Samantha had said something on one of the quotes a while ago. Is if it was real classy, it wasn't just so money, and then you got to tip the guy $50.
Yeah.
Going out the door, no matter what. That's another.
Yeah.
You've already spent for the.
Yeah.
There's no fee. There's a fee just for him, not the people that are there. But yes, I would definitely say yes now.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. Thanks a lot. Nice to talk to you again.
Oh yeah. And Baz is I think Baz has got it on the G. I'm sure, and that's what it is. I think he's got something going. You'll see how good the movie does, and he can start with those others. And
yeah.
He's more of a factual guy,
Yeah. We're really looking forward to the movie.
Steve. Cheers.
Okay. All the best, Dave. Cheers. Bye. Yeah, I mean, there is a certain extent that they're, sort of profiteering off the back of Elvis. They're not Elvis fans, and they haven't got his best interests at heart. We'll try one more time for Bernadette. Hello, Bernadette.
Hello.
Well, how are you? I can hear you.
I'm fine, thank you.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm having I'm fine.
Good.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, go on. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to say that I think that it would be a bad idea to stop. Hang on, I'll try and mute me.
Yeah, if you mute your speaker, because you'll be hearing yourself repeating yourself. It'll be like an echo.
I think it would be a bad idea to stop the Las Vegas things with Elvis, because I think without Elvis actually being there now, it would hurt the tourist industry. And we've had COVID, and they're recovering from that. So a lot of people will just go under, basically, if they're not allowed.
Okay, you're thinking of their livelihood, yeah?
I can't hear you very well, Steve. I'll try and turn it up a bit.
Yes, no problem. Let me know when you've turned it up. That's no problem. So as I was saying, you think that
Oh, that's better. I can hear you better now.
You're worried about their livelihood and their businesses.
Yes.
You don't think that they kind of make Elvis look a bit clownish, or there's an element of buffoonity into it?
Well, I can see that point of view as well, but people can go away and say, "Oh, Elvis married us," can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the genuine article, unfortunately, but without Elvis there, I think they're a bit of a tourist attraction, these Elvis preachers, because he's not alive now, is he?
Well, that's true.
To pull the crowds in. So
yeah.
There's got to be something, that will pull the crowds in for Las Vegas.
It's also thought that they're trying to sort of clean up Elvis's image because of the upcoming Baz Luhrmann film, and this is only the beginning of it. This is only the thin end of the wedge. They're going to start cracking down on all sorts of areas, just to stop them profiteering, really. What do you think of that?
Well, they must think he's done something wrong, that they need to clean his image up. I mean, one way or another, it's not going to make any difference to what I think when I eventually see the film. And I make my own mind up.
Yeah.
I think I could understand in a way, but at the same time, there's people's livelihoods at stake. So I think it would be a bad idea. I don't agree with it.
You don't think they're causing any harm? You think they should just be allowed to do it, yeah?
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses, I Googled it just before, actually, and one woman said they're still recovering from COVID, and it's going to kill a lot of the businesses.
That's right. That's what I said as well. Yeah, I read out part of the press release. Yeah.
Because COVID is, well, you've seen the decimation it's done over here. America's a bigger country, so for a start, there's not going to be as many people going to Las Vegas because of the COVID. So they need something that's going to pull the crowds in.
So you would have been a no. You don't think it's a good idea to stop the wedding chapels. You would have been a no if you voted. Did you vote on the poll?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did vote no. Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. It's nice to speak to you, Bernadette. It really is. I know you had a bit of a problem there getting through the first 2 times, but you finally got through anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I must admit, when it happened again, I thought, oh no, here we go again. But...
Okay. Take care. Thanks, Bernadette.
Yeah,
thanks for calling.
Nice to speak to
yes,
you.
I'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. That's another thing that people thought, that they think that this is on the back of the Baz Luhrmann film coming out and them trying to clean up the image a little bit of Elvis in Vegas. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Right, you want to talk to me about these Elvis wedding chapels? I just know it.
Yeah. Say no more.
What do you think?
Yeah, they're okay as long as they're done in the tasteful way. You know, I think if you go to Vegas, you expect to see Elvis.
Well, I mean, Vegas to a certain extent has got that sort of tacky-ish sort of image anyway, hasn't it? Whether it's right or wrong, people seem to think that it's tacky. So to have somebody in an Elvis jumpsuit marrying you is just par for the course over there. Yeah.
Well, it is. It's been like that for 25, 30 years, if not more, hasn't it, since Elvis died?
So why do you think then suddenly this has come about? Authentic Brands has suddenly said, look, this is it. I heard only yesterday that they're not saying, right, we're closing you down. I think they're now going to sort of reach an agreement where you have to pay the estate some money to do it.
Yeah, it's all about money. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's all about that. It's about the licensing laws, I suppose, and if they can grab a little bit of money out of this, I'm sure they will, because it's kind of changed a bit, hasn't it? Like the Graceland thing, it's kind of changed.
Yeah.
And the people who own it, I think they're tightening up on things like that. I suppose in one way it's good. You got to keep away the bit of the tackiness. You know, you see Elvis's face or Elvis's image on bubblegum wrappers, don't you, and sweet packets and all sorts. You know. Yeah. So I think if you take that side away, it'd be good. But I don't think you'll ever take away the bit where you're going to get married by Elvis, because I think it's, what people go to Vegas for, really, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, what could happen then is over the next few years, you'll just see the higher end, higher class, the more tastefully done ones, and the other ones just being shut down.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, I would have thought so. It's like I've been to Vegas myself, and I went to see the guy who does, they call him like Fat Elvis. The guy's got a real great voice, and he's been there for years.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, I've seen him live, and of course he sits down and he just sings the songs, But he's not really portraying Elvis in a great light.
Yes.
Yes. To the people who come over there and they say, "Oh God, was Elvis really, really like that, or blah blah? And no, he wasn't. But that's the only thing that they are going to see now. I don't disrespect the guy, because the guy has got a real great voice, and he sings loads of Elvis songs, great. But they're not portraying the image right.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I don't think that's right. Where you can go. I went to Vegas and saw Trent Carlini.
Hello.
Years ago.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can you just repeat that again, because we actually lost you there for a second? You went to Vegas.
And saw Trent Carlini at the Sahara.
Okay.
And of course, Trent died, didn't he, about 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And he'd been out there, and they put on a great Vegas show out there, and that's a way to portray Elvis, things like that. So you got one side of Vegas doing the not so good, and then you got the other side where you can go and see a great Elvis show.
So why do you think they've chosen now to do this, Mark? Do you think it's to do with this the biopic coming out, or just?
Well, it might be. Yeah, I wouldn't like to say. Well, if it's starting now with all this, I would say it is. Yeah, I think they might be thinking, well, if we're going to get a lot of younger generations involved with Elvis now, and they see the tacky side of Elvis, they're going to laugh at Elvis, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think he's not a person to be laughed at. He's a man who's gave thousands and thousands of people around the world happiness and his music, and he shouldn't be laughed at. And hopefully this film will portray that in the way it should be.
I've often thought there's two extremes with the ETAs, the Elvis tribute artists. There's really, really good and respectful, and they don't try to be Elvis, but they just pay tribute to him. And then there's there's the other end, which is just really poor.
Of course.
And these are the ones I think that EPE would try and weed out, if nothing else.
Well, that's it. Well, anyone can stick on a wig and the glasses and a tacky jumpsuit and think they're going to sing Elvis. But
you see, this is another thing. I don't know why they have to wear the sunglasses, because Elvis very, very rarely performed wearing the sunglasses. I think there's only 3 or 4 pictures in all of Elvis wearing sunglasses, and that was because he probably forgot to take them off, and he took them off later on during the show anyway.
And of course, I think if you're portraying it right, you're wearing the same clothes you wore in that era. You've got the glasses on. You look okay, because you've got the whole scenario. But it's a shame. It's a shame it ends up like that. But I'm sure if they do go down the right way, we'll clean up the tacky side of it. So let's hope it is a good.
So you voted. Do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels?
Well, I voted to say no, because I think if they do it in the right way and respectful way, people can still have enjoyment out of being managed by Elvis. But if they're not going to run the establishment right, well, no. But so it's to me, it all depends how it pans out in the future. I would still like to see it out there, because it still brings Elvis's name to the fore, doesn't it? And as far as the film, excited about all the new trailers again.
And what about Baz saying that he's got the tapes for Elvis on tour, and Elvis, that's the way it is?
That was exciting. I just hope he keeps his word.
There'll probably be a lot of rehearsal footage to come out for Elvis. That's the way it is, I would imagine. I know a lot of it has actually been released, but not in great quality. Some of it, the color and the quality is not great.
I've got hours of myself of it.
What Baz will do is he'll take the original tapes, won't he? And he'll remaster them, remix them, and everything, which is just going to be great. And of course, as we all know, Elvis on tour is way, way overdue for a reboot.
Well, I think if you listen to all the diehard fans, they'd all say to him, let's release a 4D DVD set, some rehearsals or whole concerts. The original film redone, blah, 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 because, it could easily be made into a 5 DVD box set. And 4K, on Blu-ray, it would look and sound fantastic, wouldn't it?
Well, let's hope he isn't talked down as much as he was on the biopic, because apparently on the biopic he wanted in excess of 3 hours, and they talked him down to 2 hours 40, I think. But there's going to be a director's cut. I just know there's going to be a director's cut.
There's going to be more to that. I heard just one thing on the film from a friend of a friend who's seen the film all the way through. Now, I'll just, I'll tell everybody who's on here if this is true. Obviously, I'm going to see the film myself when it comes out. But right at the end of the film, when they don't leave it, when the credits roll and it ends, there's something supposed to be right at the end.
Yes, I read that on my phone a couple of days ago. He says watch the whole credits because there's something special at the end. So I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
Yeah. He has told me exactly what it is, but
Okay, all right. Okay, maybe you can message me later. After the show.
Well, if that's true, but a friend of mine told me that. So, but it's nice to let everybody know because some people do go.
Oh yeah, as soon as the first word comes up on the credits, people jump up and they're gone. Like
they all go.
It's like the 1968 comeback special. They had a whole load of outtakes at the end, didn't they? Which obviously we've seen if we have the DVD box set, but a lot of people won't have seen those. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for your call, Mark.
Yeah, no problem, Steve.
Talk to you.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. Okay. Please keep voting on that. Do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas? Yes, no, or not sure. If you're watching this on playback, you can please leave your comments below and your opinions on those wedding chapels. And also, Gigi Moore says, I can't stomach ETAs. You can also leave your comments below about... hang on, I'll tell you later. I've got another call. Hi, Duncan.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good to hear from you again. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So what are your thoughts this week?
Wedding chapels.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't like many of us, I suppose, I hate to see Elvis being laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see where they may be coming from in terms of the wedding chapel side of things, but they need to look more broadly at the tackiness that surrounds a lot of the stuff that is sold, the merchandise that's sold to make money in the back of Elvis. The issue, I think, is that we're talking about someone who had the greatest impact in the direction in the history of popular music of anyone in the world. And there's a danger that he's not taken seriously as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
If you think over the last 30 or 40 years, the way he's been made fun of, he's been lampooned.
Yeah.
And so I can see that, but my worry would be that it's been happening for so long in terms of the wedding chapels that there could be a backlash from the media and from society at large if people are put out of business because of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could see headlines, Elvis puts people out of business. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
And that's something that needs to be mindful of as well. Is it something that maybe should have been tightened up on 30 years ago?
Yes.
Has it been something that is maybe so late now that with a potential for such a new fan base to see Elvis essentially for the first time with the movie, isn't there a danger that there could be a negative backlash? We don't want that.
And do you think that they've chosen this time on the back of the movie being released? This is the reason why they're doing it?
I think so. I think much in the same way that when The Searcher came out, it was an attempt to, as EPE said, it was an attempt to kind of almost reinvent and re-examine Elvis as a serious artist. I think this is the drive from the Baz movie, is to kind of reevaluate his impact as a serious artist. And I suppose if they've paid the money they've paid to have his likeness, they would see it as we're trying to protect that. And I think they're seeing the opportunities that are coming with this new film and the way it's kind of reaching a new generation and putting Elvis out there for people to, as they will, to kind of reassess his career and his impact.
It's almost like a rebranding is going to go on again.
Yeah. But as I say, my worry is that if they are quite draconian with forcing places to close, I've maybe been doing it for 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
then is there going to be a backlash against why is Elvis doing this? Why, do you know what I mean? It would be on him.
Yeah, the media could portray it as a big dog against a little dog.
Correct, and that worries me. So I actually voted, despite what I've said, I voted no in the poll because I'm more worried about the potential negativity for Elvis by doing that now, had it been done 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. That's a really good point, Duncan. Thanks for that. What do you think about what Baz said about Elvis on tour and Elvis? That's the way it is. If you're like me, then you get very, very excited about it.
Incredibly excited as soon as I heard it.
I'm surprised he actually gave us as much information as he did. Because he just doesn't know which way it's going to go yet. He could have dodged the question and said, "Oh, well, maybe," but he came out and said, "Yeah, I have got access to the tapes."
I wondered as soon as I heard that, I wondered, did he say that deliberately so it was out there, so it can't be put back in the bag?
Yeah. Again, another
so
good point.
It becomes harder for them to say, no, you're not going to do that, because he's already said he's had access to it and that he wants to do that. It then makes it more difficult for anybody at Warner to then say, well, no, let's put that back in the box and not touch it and leave it.
Yeah.
I think we know how Baz feels about Elvis.
Yeah, it's all out there now anyway, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a good point.
Yeah, but I mean, again, exciting for somebody with the kind of cinematic eye and directorial eye that Baz has got to have access to that material.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what he could do with it.
I'm very, very excited for the movie. And if the movie is as good as I think it's going to be, then Elvis on Tour rebooted, and Elvis, that's the way it is rebooted, is going to be great as well.
Absolutely.
It's exciting times to be an Elvis fan.
Times.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
All right, Duncan, good to hear from you.
Great to talk to you, Steve.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Right. I think we might want to... You could still ring me about all these things that I've covered so far tonight. And we have another call. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Who have I got on the line?
Robert Weber.
Hi, Robert. Welcome to the show. What would you like to say?
Well, you kind of touched on what I was going to say in the call before the last one, but I saw an article, I think it was in Google, where the brand group finally came out and said that they're working with the wedding chapels now to kind of let it go along, I guess. Maybe they finally figured out we probably shouldn't just shut this down.
Right. So they're actually going to work with the wedding chapels. They're not going to say, right, that's it, you've got to close down. They're going to say you can stay open, but you have to pay us money.
Either that, or hopefully what I hope they do is, get rid of the, like you said in the other conversation, get rid of the ones that are making Elvis a caricature.
Yeah. Right.
Because here in America, if you talk to somebody who's not a big fan or who isn't a fan and you say Elvis, basically, oh, you mean the big fat guy with sideburns, in the jumpsuit?
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
And it's sickening, for people that know, like the last guy said, the guy that had the biggest, impact on popular music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have to deal with. And it's, like I said, it's bad here in America. Especially the younger generation, they have no idea.
It's so narrow-minded to think that, that's all that they remember him for, is being the guy in the jumpsuit in Vegas who had a weight problem the last couple of years of his life. He was so much more than that.
Right. And it's because of, like you said, the impersonators and some of the wedding chapel stuff. But then you've got, even the Memphis airport, the garbage that they put in there right now, with the art that's in there, it's disrespectful at the least.
I wonder why people want to be married by 70s Elvis. Why don't they want to be married by the 50s Elvis, the young Elvis? Why does it have to be the one in the jumpsuit and the wig and the sideburns?
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the most recent that they see, or if that's, I think it goes back to the impersonators again, because the majority of them come out in the jumpsuits, especially the ones that aren't any good, that have no business doing it. they're normally the ones that come out in the jumpsuits and put on a horrible show that can't sing and can't hold a note, and that's what people see. So that's what they remember him as.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there are some very,
Like I
very
said,
there are some very, very good ones around. Very, very tastefully done, and they respect
Yeah, I like
Elvis.
Sean Clush and Cody Slaughter and Bill Cherry. There's some guys that are great, and they do it the right way.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing, a good service to bring new fans to Elvis and to, keep his legacy alive. And each one of them will say in their shows, "I'm not Elvis. I'm not trying to be Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm just paying respect to him," and that's good.
So you think probably what will happen is EPE or authentic brands will weed out the ones that are sort of the caricatures and the ones that make Elvis look like a clown nearly.
That's what I hope happens. We'll see, but hopefully that's what they do, and it's definitely needed. Especially, like I said, over here, it's it's bad because mainly that's what you get when Elvis' name is brought up, and then of course you get all the stuff about racism and he, the stuff with Priscilla only being 14.
Yeah. I heard it all before. You're looking forward to the movie, I take it. You're looking forward to the movie,
Oh,
yeah?
At first, like everybody else, I think I was worried about, them trying to come at him in the wrong scene, sense or whatever. But after seeing everything that's come out about it, I'm looking forward to it now.
What about what Baz said about the documentaries, the tapes this week as well?
Yeah, I really want to see those.
See, these are the projects that will be done, providing the biopic is successful, I believe.
Right, and hopefully a bunch of people will get out and see the movie. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. Over here, they're showing the trailer on TV pretty regularly.
Yeah, I haven't seen it once on television over here in Ireland.
Yeah, it's especially. I was watching. It was the AMC channel, American Movie Classics, yesterday. And I've seen it at least 5 times. Yeah.
There was Arkansas Dave was telling me as well that there was MGM were showing a movie marathon of Elvis movies yesterday. Is that correct?
Oh, really? I didn't catch it. If I have the channel, I guess I just missed it.
And
but yeah, the MGM does do that from time to time, and Turner Classic Movies will do it.
Yeah,
there's a couple channels over here.
There was on the British network, the BBC. They were showing Viva Las Vegas, I think, and a couple of other ones as well. So Tickle Me was another one, I think. Yeah.
The one thing I miss that they don't do anymore. They used to do it every year around his birthday and his death anniversary. They would show the concerts.
Yes.
And you don't see that anymore.
Yeah. They used to have an Elvis Day on VH1 as well. Of course, they don't do that as well either. So, so this movie, if it's successful, you will see a lot more Elvis about. I just know you will. People will see that he's still popular, and it'll be good. It'll be good for Elvis.
Yeah, I think it should help. At least it seems like, without seeing it, but from what's been out so far, it seems like it's going to at least help push things in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay, well, not long to wait now. And
yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. Thanks for your call, Robert. It's nice to speak to you. And do call again, please.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Robert.
Nice talking to you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it on the British television or the Irish television network yet, a trailer on television. Maybe I've just been unlucky. Again, leave your comments below if you've seen it and let me know what you think. And let me know what you think if you're going to see the movie. And leave your comments about the Elvis wedding chapels as well. People watching it on playback. Let's do This Day in Elvis History. We'll also be doing I Wish Elvis Recorded, and I'll also be telling you who won the Fan of the Month for May. So Elvis, This Day in Elvis History. I often say if this is an important day for you, June the 5th, if it's a red letter day, your birthday, an anniversary or something like that, I'm sure you'd be interested to know what Elvis was doing on June the 5th through the years. Please keep voting on the poll as well. Do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Las Vegas? Yes, no, or not sure. I'll be interested to know what won out. If you can't see the poll, you should just see a little blue strip above the comments. Click on that and it'll drop down for you. Right, on this day, June the 5th, 1954, Elvis worked at Crown Electric until mid-October 1954. In 1955, and yes, I have pictures, Elvis performed at the Fair Park Coliseum, Hope, Arkansas. After the show, Elvis went to Texarkana with Shirley DeLaggio. That's her there, I believe. Halfway to Texarkana, Elvis's Cadillac caught fire and burnt out. That picture will come up in a second. That's the first Cadillac he had. There it is. Elvis's mother Gladys will always recall how she was awakened out of a sound sleep at home by the feeling that something was wrong. Others recall Elvis sitting by the side of the road, looking desolate and saying, "Man, I loved that car," as he watched his dream car go up in smoke. If only he knew that he would have so much money soon that he could buy any Cadillac he wanted. 1956, of course, Elvis did his second and final Milton Berle show at the NBC studio, Los Angeles, at 8 p.m. The infamous burlesque Hound Dog, of course. And that looks to be accurately portrayed in the new movie coming up with Austin Butler. There's Deborah Paget next to Elvis. Say no more. TV critics panned him, saying his performance looked like the mating dance of an Aborigine, while others said he had no future in the music business. Jack Gould of the New York Times declared Mr. Presley has no discernible singing ability, while John Crosby of the New York Herald Tribune said Elvis is unspeakably untalented and vulgar. Oh, that went well for them, didn't it? That really did go well for them, yeah. No discernible singing ability. Unspeakable, untalented, and vulgar. Oh, well, never mind, lads. 1957, Jailhouse Rock. 1959, Elvis is in the General Hospital in Frankfurt with tonsillitis and a high fever from June the 2nd till June the 8th. 1960, GI Blues. 1962, we've got Girls, Girls, Girls. And also, we've got this album, Potluck with Elvis, his 15th studio album, released by RCA Victor in mono and stereo. It peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Top LP chart. And that's his Follow That Dream here, isn't it? Yeah, that was sort of taken around the time of the shooting of Follow That Dream. 1965, we've got Frankie and Johnny. 1966, Elvis rented the Memphis Fairgrounds, arriving at 1 a.m. wearing a blue satin shirt, blue pants and windbreaker, and black suede ankle boots with silver accessories on his boots. He was also wearing sunglasses. He sent out for milkshakes and finally at 5:30 in the morning said goodnight to everyone. His shirt was torn and he was soaking wet, but he was happy. 1967, Elvis and Priscilla spent the afternoon riding at the Circle G Ranch. Elvis was wearing a canary yellow shirt and black pants. Later they switched from horses to the golf cart. Elvis rented the Memphis Fairgrounds from 12:30 to 3:30 a.m. Elvis sure did know how to have a good time, that's for sure. 1969, Elvis was riding Rising Sun this afternoon, accommodating the fans for autographs. He was wearing a long-sleeved dark brown shirt, brown pants and a turquoise silver belt, and a long red scarf with white boots. Priscilla was also out riding Domino, and Gigi was on Willie. The grounds were full of fans, and Gary Pepper kept blowing a whistle. Elvis laughingly said, "Mr. Pepper's got that whistle caught in his throat, hasn't he?" Elvis was in a great mood, laughing, joking, acting silly, and doing some of his impressions like Glenn Campbell and Ray Stevens, saying, "Let's hear it for the monkey, Guitarzan." Guitarzan. Okay. Elvis stayed out until after dark, then he went to the Memphian Theatre. Now, 1970, yeah, big day in 1970. Elvis, it was the second day of the Nashville Marathon recording session at Studio B. Here he is arriving at Studio B. And they recorded on Saturday, 5th and 6th of June. Bridge Over Troubled Water. Got My Mojo Working, Keep Your Hands Off Her. How the Web Was Woven, It's Your Baby You Rock It, Stranger in the Crowd, I'll Never Know, and Mary in the Morning. 1971, Elvis's Rags to Riches hit number 9 in the UK. It was backed with Where Did They Go, Lord? 1973, Elvis attends a screening at either the Memphian or the Crosstown almost every night of the month until he had to go on tour again on the 20th. So he went to a lot of movies in June of 1973. Great pictures coming up here of Elvis in the Hoffenheinz Pavilion in Houston, Texas. Okay, Hoffheinz, not Hoffenheinz, it's Hoffheinz. Great photographs. That's his the guitar that he actually threw into the audience. It's got the martial arts badge at the very, very bottom of the guitar. So that's some lovely shots there of Elvis on June the 5th in Houston. In 1976, I have Elvis performed at the Omni, Atlanta, Georgia, in 1976. And that's the prehistoric bird jumpsuit. Right. Don't forget, keep voting on the poll, because I'd be interested to know, do you think it's a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas? Yes, no, or you're not sure. Now, I've got to put up, because I took it away earlier. Oh, by the way, I hope you like the backdrop. That's obviously Tupelo. It's 2:42 p.m. Tupelo time. I actually took this off earlier on, and I really need to put it back up on there, don't I? It's the I don't know. I've kind of lost it now, but it should be here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Elvis 24-hour radio. The links, you'll find the links in the bottom in the description box for that. They play all his hits and outtakes and so forth like that, and you can listen to Elvis on the go 24 hours a day. Let's do the I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. Every week I'm going to pick a song that I wish Elvis had recorded, and this week I'm going to do the Photoshop as well. I'll do the Photoshop first. This is a picture that I keep seeing round and round and round, and people saying, oh, that's a lovely picture and all this and all that, and okay, fair enough, it might be a lovely picture, but it's not a genuine picture. And last week I showed you a picture that people claim is the last picture taken of Elvis driving through the gates of Graceland, and really it wasn't. It was a shot of him in Cincinnati and a shot of Ginger in Indianapolis on June the 26th, and they pasted the two together and put them in a car, and it was just completely fake. So if you didn't see that, then maybe check out my live stream from last week. This one is this one here. It's been colorized from black and white, and it shows Gladys in the kitchen of Audubon Drive being hugged by Elvis, but in fact it's not. It's that picture. Okay, and then it's been photoshopped, and there they are together. So unfortunately, sorry to tell you, but if you've ever sort of looked at that photograph and said, oh, that's a lovely photograph, it's not genuine, unfortunately. Alrighty, so another Photoshop picture next week. And also, I'll just say what I said last week. If there's a particular picture that you don't like seeing that you know is Photoshop, then if you can send it to me, and if you see there, it says email the channel, Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel at gmail.com. You can send me the genuine picture and the Photoshop picture, and I'll pick some out that I want to cover, because to be honest, I'm just getting a little bit fed up of seeing those Photoshop pictures. I mean, I know some of them are done tastefully, but if they're not genuine, why bother doing them when there's so many great pictures of Elvis anyway? Right. Yes, I wish Elvis recorded a song by singer Bobby Goldsboro, and I have some pictures here. Recorded for his album and released as a single in June 1973. It was written by Bobby Goldsboro, Ashley Abram, and Timmy Tappan, and produced by Goldsborough and Bobby Montgomery. The song is a reminiscence about a 70-year-old boy's first romantic experience with a 31-year-old woman during the summer. Using a repeating piano riff, 12-string guitar and an orchestral string arrangement, the song was suggestive enough to spark some controversy at the time. It's a very atmospheric recording because it starts with the lapping of the ocean waves and the cries of seagulls, and it sets a lovely tone to it. The intro, as I said, has cries of seagulls combined with the sound of the ocean, which lasts 57 seconds until the vocals come in. So it's quite a long intro, and it creates the impression of being on a beach in midsummer. The song, of course, is Summer the First Time. The song was Goldsborough's second UK hit, recorded on United Artists Records, and peaked at number 9 in the UK singles charts, spending 10 weeks in the UK top 50 singles charts. It reached number 7 in Australia and became a top 40 pop and adult contemporary hit in both the US and Canada. So let's give you some of the lyrics. She was 31 and I was 17. I knew nothing about love. She knew everything. But I sat down beside her on a front porch swing and wondered what the coming night would bring. And then later on he says, and when she looked at me, I heard her softly say, I know you're young. You don't know what to do or say, but stay with me until the sun has gone away and I will chase the boy in you away. So there's no ambiguity there about what this is leading up to. And he says, we talked for a while, then we walked for a mile to the sea. We sat on the sand, a boy took her hand, and I saw the sunrise as a man. So, yeah, and you can probably gather that, it did raise a few eyebrows in 1973. It's rather tame by 2022 standards, but it's definitely a song that I would have liked to have heard Elvis sing. Tell me what you think. Again, comments below. Send me comments, and I'd love to hear what you think. And also that goes for the Photoshop pictures as well. And you can contact me on Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel, Facebook Messenger, or Instagram, and I will pick a few for future broadcasts. So if there's ever a song that you thought, oh, if only Elvis had recorded that. Now, Fan of the Month winner. I'm going to do a drum roll, I think. Or I'll tell you, before I do that, if you missed the start of the show, we were talking about what Baz had said about the biopic, and somebody had asked him about doing Elvis on tour, and that's the way it is. And I will just play that one more time for you. Again, I'll apologise for the quality of the clip, but it's the best I could do. So here we go. No, it's not that button, Steve.
Yeah, we do have actually access to a lot of the never-before-seen footage from the 2 documentaries, and as soon as I get the movie out, I'm going to try and do something about getting that footage out and maybe doing a redux.
So he says he's got access to the 2 documentaries, Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and Elvis on Tour. And as soon as he gets the movie out, meaning Elvis, he's going to do something about reduxing and remuxing and remixing and so forth, and remastering the tapes of Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and Elvis on Tour. So it's all good. It's a great time to be an Elvis fan, that's for sure. And Fan of the Month winner, I'm going to give a drum roll, and with an exceptional score of 9 correct answers, and also being the first to get those answers right, was, yes, he has done a hat trick. It's Jack Mullins again. So congratulations to Jack. And that's the button I pressed earlier. Okay, so Jack, you definitely get a round of applause for a hat trick of victories. That's the 3rd time you've won Fan of the Month quiz. Thanks to all the callers tonight. It was great to hear from all those callers. Don't forget to leave your comments in the section below. Please give a thumbs up to this video. We're going to close the poll now because I want to find out do you think is a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels in Vegas? End poll. And we have got no You don't think it's a good idea, 55%. Yes, 31%, and 12% are not sure. So people think, no, it's not a good idea to stop Elvis wedding chapels. I'd like people to leave their comments below who are watching this on replay and see exactly how it pans out. But that surprised me. And for what it's worth, my 2 penneth worth, or my 10 cents worth, I think that they need to clean them up a little bit, and they need to sort of the ones that make Elvis look foolish and the ones that poke fun at Elvis and are not done in a nice way. I think they need to stamp down on those. That's my feeling on it. So again, thanks to all the callers, everybody that took part. Thank you for joining me and watching me. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until next week, please do take care of yourself. And if you do want to support the channel, you can actually buy me coffee using the link below. Thanks to everybody that has in the past bought me coffee. It is much appreciated, and it goes back into the channel. So we're closer to the biopic by another week. And until next Sunday, take care.